Pat,
Yes,
can you hear me? It comes up with me in the white hat.
can you pick a different one?
It didn't let me switch. Okay, now it says live stream Zoom meeting to Facebook Live. No, no. It's not letting me. And it says go live at the bottom. I've never seen that before. Says who should see this? Public, friends, or only me? I've never seen all this. Huh.
Well, it's public. Are we going live?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's not on ABD. Usually that thing comes up for ABD.
Well, it's going to go on your white hat one.
Okay,
So that's where it'll be, and I'll download it and we'll go from there.
okay. And if all this is on the recording, can you get all this stuff off?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay, all right, good. All right, okay, my meeting, Zoom meeting description on Facebook. Okay, it's rediscovering. And then is U capitalized?
Yes.
And is it part of all one word?
No.
Okay. Okay, here it is. Share on your own timeline, share to your page, or share to your group. So I put group. Right?
Aging but Dangerous is a page.
Oh, it is? It's not a group?
No.
Well, it came up Jean Ketcham today. Oh, here's Aging but Dangerous. Okay. Okay, select page. All right. And share your page. All right, so Aging, okay, we're gonna go live. Good morning, Patricia.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm having a great day.
Oh,
Having a
good,
great day.
good,
Yes.
good. I
You
love
bet.
that. All right. Okay, I am not saying, oh, there you are. Okay, I am so anxious to talk to you because you and I have been friends for a long time.
Mhm.
And you have this company now that is called Rediscovering U.
That's right. That's exactly correct.
And I contacted you because I wanted you to tell us about that and tell everybody that we know about this. This is for women that are thinking of getting a divorce or that are getting one that need help, legal help. And I think you offer all kinds of things. But as we know, I also want you to, give some statistics because as you know, and we both know that this age group 50 and over has, I think, the largest divorce rate of any other age group. So anyway, I'm going to give you a chance to talk, but I want you to first of all explain this group, this business and organization that you have, Rediscovering U. Can you tell us about it?
I'd be happy to. We're celebrating our 1-year anniversary of my being involved with it. Prior to this, it was founded by Barb Greenberg, who's been a member of Aging but Dangerous forever. You and I met her, good Lord, probably 9-10 years ago.
Right.
And Barb created Rediscovering U and has written a number of books and developed this whole platform. And then last year, April 1st, I took over because Barb said she wanted to do other things with her life. She's through the divorce and she is in the business of rediscovering who she is. So that's kind of where we're at. Rediscovering U provides education, support, etc., for women who are in the divorce process, are considering it, as you said. Sometimes women experience divorce out of the blue when their spouses announce that they want a divorce. I mean, I just got an email the other day with what am I going to do? My husband told me last night he needs a divorce. What's next? What do I do?
Oh,
And
wow.
so, yeah, so, we're here to provide support for both the emotional process and the legal process. We have a number of sponsors that provide legal services around divorce. They specialize in family law. And we have sponsors that specialize in what to do with marital assets and financial planning and how to handle this both through the divorce and afterwards. How do you recreate your life? And part of Rediscovering You is, once you're through this traumatic experience, who are you? How do you redefine who you want to be for the rest of your life? And what are your choices? I recently met a gal, her name is Ann, and we did a program about long distance relationships. But the thing I loved about Ann is she said, I'm a commitment girl, right? And she'd been married and divorced 3 times.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it was a great story. And we had a great time doing long distance relationships, whether it's across town or across the country, So
Yeah.
one of the things that happens now, as our culture is changing, is that we are redefining how we are going to be in relationships and what it is we want. And as you so correctly pointed out, women in the 50 and older age group are experiencing divorce situations much more than the younger women. The women in the 25 to 50 range, that divorce rate is dropping across the country.
Oh, that's
However,
good to hear.
yes, the divorce rate has dropped down. It used to be a 50-50 kind of deal, that you would end up in divorce. However, it's down, I think, like 47, 45. And for the younger women, that number is less. However, for older women, that number is increasing. That relationships that stayed together for many different reasons are ending.
Wow.
And it's important to know about this.
Okay. I think, this is just my personal opinion, but
Sure.
I work, as you know, been working with women forever. But I think women now are starting to realize that they can take care of themselves. They can find a way to be out there, but I think they're getting stronger as we age, we're getting stronger. And of course, as you know, Pat, I've been married for 60 years, so I have a good one. But Mike and I always said, that we're such good friends. And we always said, when we were younger, if we ever got divorced, we would still be friends because, we're so close. But you mentioned something that I think is so important, that you do lose your you would lose your identity. I mean, Rediscovering You, what a great name. You have to really do have to rediscover who you are, not a married woman, not a spouse, a couple, whatever. I think that is so huge. And
Yeah, you're right, Jeannie. It really is right. And it is a big job, because in the past, and when you and I were raised, we changed our names to our husband's name. We did all sorts of things, often gave up careers. In
right.
Some places, you weren't even allowed to have a career. Okay. And so those things are changing. And however, in our age group, we had a lot of beliefs of what a wife should be, what a spouse should be, that may or may not fit with who we are as individuals. I mean, you're a perfect example. How many of the couples in your relationships have separate bank accounts? I mean, that was clearly, you were very clear about that. And many women in our age group turned over the finances to this husband, have no idea. Suddenly, one gal called the other day and said, I think I've got a problem. $40,000 just disappeared out of our joint savings account. and I'm the one who brought the money to the marriage. And I said, here's the attorney's name. You know,
Yeah.
call him.
I know, Pat, but see, that is what is so important about what you're doing. I mean, because, okay, I got a call the other day from a friend. She is divorced, but in the divorce, he was supposed to be selling the house and they were going to split that and everything, and he's not doing it. So who does she talk? She needs to talk to an attorney to find
Correct.
out how to move this along. I have another friend that is thinking about getting a divorce, but she wants more detail. Neither one of them, and they are friends of yours and friends of mine, and they did not know about this Rediscovering You. So this is why we're doing this interview, is to get this message out. This is
Right.
so important, and you work with people all over. It doesn't just, you are in Minnesota, we both are, but it's not just Minnesota. They can work with these contacts and your sponsors from all over, but it's so important to get this word out to women because they don't know who to go to. How do you know when you're going to go? You know, how do you know if you get a good lawyer, you know, and
That's
yet
right.
you have these sponsors, you have lawyers and stuff, and you've checked them out, you've worked with them, you know who they are. So that's much safer for women because they have that personal contact.
It is much safer, and our legal sponsors are licensed in several states, not all states. However, what you can gather from working with us is what questions to ask, how to screen. We have capacity to look at other states to identify potential lawyers that you might want to work with. But the most important piece is, what do you ask them?
Yeah.
What is appropriate? You know, we're not specialists on laws in every state, and the divorce laws change, and property laws and all those pieces. But if you don't even know what questions to ask, you're really sunk. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you really need to get educated, which is, you know, a main goal of Rediscovering You is to educate women on what are the questions to ask, what are the possibilities, what can be happening, and where, you know, where should you go in these conversations? How do you even know how to select an attorney? You
Yeah.
know, that's really important. So there's a lot of pieces. There's also the justice system. We have a situation in southern Minnesota where we have a family law judge who gave the responsibility to the husband to determine his soon-to-be ex-wife's living budget.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Yes, now that's what I said. Oh my God. Never mind that the wife has worked in an accounting firm all of their married life and handled all of the finances for the family. The husband never handled it.
Oh,
But sexism is alive and well in some places.
yep.
Okay.
In all places, I think.
Well,
But
you know, I'd like to be more optimistic than that,
yeah,
but
no.
but
But
you
you know,
gotta
Pat, it
watch.
really is funny when you say that because 60 years ago, and I was ahead of my time, but 60 years ago, those were the three things I said to Mike before we got married. I said, I want my own bank account. I want, well, and I want my own car, but that was a financial thing. But, you know, I want my own bank account. I do not ever want to be called Mrs., or I will not go by Mrs. anybody. And I do not ever want to be called a wife. You know, those three things. And that was 60 years ago, 61 years ago, because I think I told him a year before we got married. And he said, you know, that's fine, that's fine. But now it's just women are really getting smarter and they're getting more in tune. Oh my gosh, we just got to get this word out. I was thinking as you were talking that, you know, about getting the right lawyer, what questions to ask and all that. It's kind of like when you're trying to get the right therapist, you know. How do you don't just go to the phone book and pick out a therapist. You have, it has to be, you want to somebody to recommend it. You want somebody to, you know, a referral, because
Well, or to
it's an
coach you
important
on the
thing.
questions. Yeah, just coaching you on the questions becomes important.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, it's just so important to have that help.
Right.
Well, All right, so did you want to talk a little bit, because I don't want to make this too long, but did you want to talk about the money challenge, or I want you to give your website and,
Sure, let me talk about a couple things. Our
Okay.
website is Rediscovering You with the letter U, not the word you, but the letter U.com. That's our website. And we do have a Facebook page as well with the same name. We have the first 4 Tuesdays of every month, we have a Zoom meeting, and everyone is welcome to join. They're free. And we have lawyers, we have trainers, we have inspirational speakers, we have chat and chocolate. You have to bring your own chocolate. And we have coffee and conversations with experts. So you're welcome to join us. And we have a newsletter, so go to the website, click join now and sign up for the newsletter. Right now, our focus for the month of April is financial. We're talking about attitudes towards money. And what we're offering is a 7-day challenge to really get clear about what your attitudes are towards money. Because as many people know, women have less income than men. And when you're in a divorce, you need to talk about what are your attitudes towards money. How are you going to support yourself long-term? If you enter a new relationship, how do those attitudes show up? You know, what's going on about money in your world? And so, of course, as you and I often say, we teach what we need to learn. So I'm teaching it and I'm learning it. And I'm willing to share that with everyone else. So, you
and
know,
you are, and we will say for the record, you are single.
yes, I am divorced.
Yeah.
Many years. I'm one of those that never married again.
Yeah.
And so been independent for a long time.
Yeah, Pat, I'm telling you, I want to tell the whole audience too. The reason I think it's so important, all of this too, is that even though at 83, I'm 83, I'm telling you right now, if I was not happy in my marriage, I would get out of it, or my relationship, I'd rather say, than my marriage. But, it goes back to what I preach all the time in Aging But Dangerous is, if we don't like the way our life is going, then we change it. We do something about it. So
That's
it
right.
doesn't matter. It's back to that same old thing again. It doesn't matter what age you are. If you're unhappy or things are not going well, then you get, just doesn't matter. You can be 80 or 90. I don't care. But that's so important. Now, I really would like for you to can you give your email too, so that if they don't remember Rediscovering You, they can put you're going to put
Absolutely.
something on Aging But Dangerous after this, aren't you? You'll put
Yes,
a website.
you bet.
Okay.
I will put the website link on along with this video. And my email is Patricia, Patricia, and then my last name, Maltz @gmail.com.
Okay.
So
And
feel free to email me.
Yeah, and you'll put that on this too, this video.
Correct. Absolutely. I'm thinking it'll show up because my name is showing up along with your name at the bottom of the screen, but
Okay.
I will put that in the Aging But Dangerous
Okay.
website.
Okay,
Okay.
good. All right. Well, it's been great. And I did contact you about this. You didn't come to me, I came to you, but I just think it's such an important issue. And I always have thought it was an important issue. I remember when I was 24, real quick little story, you know me, I have 10,000 stories. But when I was 24 years old, Mike and I have always had a really good relationship and close. But I remember listening to this woman who was I think she was a psychologist from financial person. And she said, I don't care how happy your marriage is. I don't care how close you are. You have a separate account that you put your money in there in case someday you have to get out of town and you have to get out quick. You have a little cash stashed in another account that you can do that. And I remember at 24, Mike came home and I told him about it. And I said, and of course I had my own bank account anyway, but I said, this is just, and I think for women, it's just never too late to do that. But, get yourself a little account at the bank, and your husband doesn't have to know about it. My husband doesn't, I have a bank account that he doesn't even see. I don't want to, I don't want him to see it really, because I spend my own money the way I want. But it's really, I think that I heard that at 24, and I think I've given that advice out a lot. I think that's very important.
It is important. It is important. It also speaks to your sense of self-worth.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes. And you are worth it to have that independence, to have that safety, that security.
Yeah. Okay, Patricia,
Well,
thank you for coming on.
You bet. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and any questions anybody has or any of the comments, and I think we're gonna run this on my personal website because my little white hat's showing up there. I think we're gonna I'd like to see us run this on all, wherever
All
we can.
platforms.
Yeah.
You bet.
So, okay.
I
All
might
right,
even put it
everybody.
on Rediscovering You Facebook.
Yeah. And so anybody, if you have any comments, you have questions for Pat, or you have, you want to know anything, then just write it in the comments, contact me, or, something. I find that is easy. What would they put in the comments if they want to? They would put contact me, and then you could message them, right?
That's right. I can message them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because
If
I find that,
yeah, I can message them.
okay, because I find with my makeup or with my jewelry, I mean, can you tell I sell jewelry? Anyway, with my jewelry or my makeup or anything, I find that if they just comment on one thing, then it's, I get back to them. So, all right. Well, thank you for doing this, and let's just keep helping women as much as we can. You and I both are such believers in that. We just gotta, it's never too late. Never too late for anything. So
No, it isn't.
yeah.
It isn't.
So
All
you
right.
don't have to stay in that unhappy relationship and be miserable. So, all right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Are you there?
Yes, I am.